Hello my sweet friends, welcome back to my channel. I hope that this video finds you doing amazing, and I hope each and every one of you are doing very well. Today you guys, I am super excited to be sharing with you some spring home decor DIYs, and you guys, these turned out so beautiful and they are all budget friendly and they look so high end, and I cannot wait to share them with you. So without any further ado, let's jump right in. Alright my friends, so to start off for the first DIY, I have here these different types of ribbon that you can find at Dollar Tree, and I also have this green fabric. I could pick this up at Walmart. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it into strips so that I can wrap it around this egg wreath, and I got this egg wreath at Dollar Tree, and so I am just going to wrap it around the entire thing, just putting some hot glue down to start it off, and then I am just simply going to wrap it around the entire thing, and this is going to create a little base so that we can start our wreath. So as you can see here, I just added a line of glue, and then I am going to place it down, and I'm going to flip it over to add another line of glue, and then just fold that so that way it can be nice and tight. And then I'm just going to simply wrap it around, and it does take about 4 strips, I believe, to get the entire thing wrapped. So I'm just going to wrap the entire thing, but I'm not going to do it so perfect. I am not going to, do it too messy, but I don't want it exactly perfect because it is going to get covered up a bit with the other ribbon that I'm going to place on. So it doesn't really matter. I mean, the color is going to show through once we add those other ribbons, and that's what I wanted and that's what I liked, but you do not have to have it wrapped, so perfectly. So, just wrap it up, and once you are done with each strip, just add a line of hot glue to finish it off, and then you just keep on wrapping, and here is what it will look like once it's done. Now I'm going to go in with those other ribbons that I got from Dollar Tree, and I am just opening them up. So I have a blue one, a yellow one, and a purple one, and I am going to cut them into strips. Almost, I didn't measure, but I would say about 6 inches. I don't know if you could see that there. The color is hard to see, but I am just going to cut them into the same size strips, and again, you don't need them exactly perfect, just eyeball it. I'm an eyeballer, but if you want to measure, you can measure it out. So I just do that until the whole row is complete, and I do that for all 3 of the ribbons. So once you have all of your colors cut down to size, I am literally going to do a simple little knot with each one. So as you can see, one of the yellow ones are already on there. I'm just going to take it, put it around the wreath, and then just tie a simple little knot just like that. And then I'm going to put a little dot of hot glue at the back of it, so that way that knot can stay nice in place and it will not get loose. And then I'm going to continue that for the entire wreath. So I am going to go in a color pattern. I do yellow, purple, blue, yellow, purple, blue, yellow, purple, blue, and I continue that throughout the whole wreath. And you guys, I'll be honest with you, I am not a professional or expert at making wreaths. I do need to get better at it, but that's what I love about a wreath, because a wreath is something that anyone can do and make it their own, and it'll still come out looking really nice. So that's what I love about a wreath, because it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to look professional. You can just do what you want to do, have fun, and it'll be a beautiful wreath at the end of the day. So I mean, I really loved how this one turned out though, and it is so super simple to make, and everything is from Dollar Tree, so you cannot beat that. So now here is what the wreath looks like, all filled up. I really love all of these colors together. They are super pretty. So now I am just moving the ribbon a little bit just to kind of get it, a little bit where it needs to be. And then I am going to take my scissors and I'm going to trim some of the ribbon, because some of them are a bit shorter and a bit longer. So I'm going to give it a little trim so it's nice and even around. And then I am going to go in on each one, and I'm going to kind of open them up a bit just so it can look as full as it can be. Because since I tied a knot in the back, it is a bit tight on the ends, so I am going to open them up just so they can look a bit fuller. Then I'm going to go in with some really pretty florals that you can get from Dollar Tree. These are both from Dollar Tree and they are both very pretty. I was deciding if I wanted to use these yellow ones or these really beautiful purple ones, and I decided to go with the purple ones. I just think it looks way better on it. So I take out the yellow ones and I just simply take the purple ones, I bend them so they are at a little bit of an arch, and then I just simply hot glue it down, and I do glue it on one side of the wreath only, and I decided to glue it on the left side, and I really love how it looks. Then I did make this bow off camera. I didn't know if I wanted to use it, but I ended up loving how it looked on the wreath. And this is the same little fabric that I used to wrap the wreath in. And I'm just fringing the edges of one side of the tails because it wasn't fringed, and I liked how it looked that way. So I am just taking off a bit of the strings, and then I'm going to simply hot glue it down to the bottom there where you saw it. And I think that looks so beautiful. I love how this ribbon looks in this fabric. It just looks really nice and fluffy, and it gives the wreath so much more character, and I really love how it looks. So then I decided I wanted a little bit something more on this wreath, but not too much more, if that makes sense. So I had two golden eggs left from last year of Easter, and all I did was I messed around with it, the placement a little bit, just to see where I wanted to place them. And I just simply hot glue them down, one on different, a little bit different places, just so that, like, if they're laying there. And you guys, I think that is so beautiful for this wreath, and I really love how it turned out. And that is the final step that I did for this wreath. Alright guys, up next I have these four little frames that have clips so you can hang some photos if you wanted. And these are from Dollar Tree. And what I'm going to do is I am going to glue them together in a box shape. So I am going to put wood glue and hot glue. That way it can have, a strong hold with that wood glue. And I'm just going to simply hot glue it on the sides of each frame. Now they do have a standing little thing in the back, but you can leave them there or you can remove them. I just left them because you won't see them anyway. They're going to be inside of the box. So I simply hot glue them down all together, creating a box. And I didn't paint them or anything, but you can definitely, if you wanted to. I just thought they looked absolutely beautiful how they were in this natural wood color. I think it is really pretty as it is, so less work for you. And so I just glued them all together. I pressed them nice and tight together. And once you have a little box, I do want to create something for the bottom just so it's closed off. And so I just take a little piece of scrap cardboard, I cut it down to the size, and I just simply hot glue it down to the bottom. That way it is nice and closed off. And since I'm not placing anything heavy in here, it's just going to be some florals, which is really lightweight, then the cardboard would do just fine. But if you are wanting to place something heavier, I wouldn't recommend the cardboard because it would just, probably break through and come off. But the cardboard for the florals is really good. So now I'm going to take some Dollar Tree florals and I'm just going to bend the stem so they can fit nicely. And I have two bunches together. I'm going to place them down in there, and that is it, you guys. And I wanted to place down family photos, and that's what I am going to do actually, because I thought that that was so beautiful for this, just having a little vase of florals with some family photos. but I don't really have photos that fit these frames, so I do have to get some and then I will hang them on. But this is how it looks, you guys, and it is so beautiful. I really love how it turned out. It is super gorgeous and high-end looking. And you guys, I think this would make a beautiful gift for someone that you loved or a friend. And I really think that it would be a beautiful, thoughtful piece to give to someone or just to have in your home as I am doing. And I really love it. Let me know what you guys think of this DIY. Alright guys, moving on to my favorite DIY for today. I have here 4 of these canvases that you can get from Dollar Tree. And I'm going to remove the canvas from all of them. So you're going to be left with just the wooden frame of the canvas. And then I also have 2 packs of their jumbo popsicle sticks. And I only end up using 1 pack, so you only need 1. I just grabbed 2 just in case. I didn't know how many I would need. So I am going to remove the canvases from all of them. And I was trying to take off the staples, but I quickly gave up on that. And you don't really have to take off the staples that are in the back, because I'll show you in the end, it won't even be seen and you would not see it. So don't worry about the staples. So what I am doing now is I'm taking those popsicle sticks and I just measured where I need to cut. You just really need to cut off the round edges, but do measure because you do want them to fit inside of the frame. So now that I have them measured and marked down, I am going to cut them off where they need to be cut. And I'm going to do that for the entire pack of popsicle sticks. Now I do not use the entire pack, but almost the entire pack. So I don't really know how much exactly I used, but it's just about 1 pack. So I just continue cutting and cutting until I have just about enough. And then once we have them all cut down, we are going to start hot gluing them down to our frame. And I am going to glue them down at an angle because if you can't tell, we are making shutters, some vintage looking shutters. And so you want to put hot glue on the edge and on the whole side of the popsicle stick for the first one, because it is going to have to stick to the top and the sides. So I am going to hot glue them down and I'm just going to place them at an angle. Hold it there for a little second until that glue dries, and there you have it. And all you have to do is repeat that for the entire frame. And keep in mind, you are going to have to do it for all 4 frames. 2 of the frames are going to be glued together and the other 2 are going to be glued together as well to create 2 full shutters. And so you're just going to want to just take your time doing this. It needs a little bit of patience because it is just really repetitive, but once you are done, the outcome is really beautiful. And I just really love how this DIY turned out, and they look super realistic and I love that. So now here is what they are going to look like. And before we glue them together, but you can glue them together prior to distressing them, I'm going to take some white paint and I'm going to distress both of them, the entire thing. And I am going to heavily distress it because I do want it to be heavily distressed with the white paint, just so it can look really worn and old and, just worn out, like that paint is chipping. So I am going to continue to distress it just lightly. Just take paint on your little brush. This is a little chippy brush that you can get from Dollar Tree. And I just take some paint, I dab some off just so I don't go too crazy. And I go all around focusing on the edges and just really going back and forth until I get that nice brush stroke for it to look really nice and distressed. And once I do that to both of them, I am going to glue them together using some wood glue and hot glue. And you just want to press them nice and firmly tight together. And I am going to also, when I'm done putting them together, I'm going to flip it over to the back side And I'm going to take one of those popsicle sticks and I'm just going to place it in the center where they both meet. That way it can give it a much better structure and just ensure that it is nice and stuck together. So all I'm going to do is place wood glue and hot glue onto that popsicle stick and place it right there in the center. And then I am going to repeat those same steps for the other two frames. And here you have it, you guys, these beautiful vintage looking shutters. How gorgeous are they? I am obsessed with this DIY. I think it turned out so beautiful and so nice, and everything is from Dollar Tree. That is amazing. All I did was took some Dollar Tree florals, little spring florals, and I just stuck it on there with a thumbtack. That way, if you want to change out the florals or take them out, you can just easily pull that thumbtack right out and you won't have to worry about hot glue messing up the shutters or anything like that. So this is how it turned out, you guys, and I am loving it. Let me know what you guys think of this DIY. And I just want to show you guys how I finished off the back. I added a jewstring hanger and I just closed it off with some brown paper. That way it is nice and finished off in the back and you are able to hang these wherever you like. And I think that is so perfect to just finish off the back because otherwise you will see all those wood pieces. And you guys, that is it for today's video. I hope that you liked it, and if you did, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up because that does help out my channel and to help it grow. And do consider hitting that subscribe button, you guys. I would love to have you be a part of my family, and I will see you all on the next one. God bless. Bye.